What's up? It's AK Babyface. Subscribe to Supporting Icons for the latest boxing news.
So, Dominic Breazeale is in fact accusing Deontay Wilder of ducking him. And for all intents and purposes, it looked like that fight has been on for the last, 3 or 4 months. Ever since Deontay Wilder defeated Luis Ortiz, there's been plenty of people coming out and saying that the next fight will be Dominic Breazeale. Even Dominic Breazeale has said that he had a pre-contract to fight in August. Obviously, we're a bit too close for that time for that particular fight to happen, but we all thought that maybe it's just going to be rescheduled or just have like a new date put in. But according to Dominic Breazeale, and this is what he says, since Deontay Wilder podcast is ducking and the WBC is protecting their investment, who's next? I'm tired of waiting at Premier Boxing. Hashtag somebody gotta pay at Los Angeles, California. So, as of right now, he hasn't heard anything back, or Wilder has turned him down for reasons unknown right now. Don't know what's happening. Dominic Breazeale is allegedly the mandatory. I'm not too sure if he should be the mandatory. For me, Dillian Whyte should be, if there is going to be a mandatory, because he is the #1 and the WBC silver champion. But the WBC have said that Dominic Breazeale is the mandatory. Yes, they made one big calamity mess up with it all. But regardless of all that, officially Dominic Breazeale is the mandatory. So it would make sense that Wilder was to take on his mandatory. And these two have a bit of history, a bit of a grudge. So it would be interesting for that point. But I would pick Wilder to defeat Dominic Breazeale. But you never know. I mean, Dominic Breazeale is quite durable and quite heavy-handed. But unfortunately, he is there to be hit. And that seems to be one of the problems for him. Now, if this fight doesn't happen, well, actually, just before we get on, this could just be a stalling tactic for Wilder, because Wilder does do this with quite a few opponents where he makes them wait until the last minute to get them to sign up and then get the fight officially made, while he's already been in camp for a while preparing for this fight, knowing who he is that he's going to fight, knowing full well, for example, that he could well be fighting Dominic Breazeale. So Dominic Breazeale is not training for Wilder, but Wilder is training for Breazeale, and then boom, here's a contract, you're next Breazeale. Breazeale doesn't have a great camp or a long camp preparing for Wilder specifically. But again, I mean, that's just a rumour. That may not actually be happening. But who else could he really be fighting? Now, we do know that Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder are having some kind of talks. We know that. Now, of course, Tyson Fury, he's got a fight on the 18th of August. So you're talking, 3 weeks away now against Francisco Pianeta in a fight that he should win quite comfortably, I would imagine. But maybe it could be Tyson Fury, potentially. But for me, I think Tyson Fury, back at his best, easily beats Wilder. That's just my opinion, of course. I could be wrong on that one. But I honestly believe that Tyson Fury outboxes him comfortably, beats him on points. But right now, I think it's too early for Tyson. That's just my honest opinion. I think right now, Deontay Wilder could spark him out. And I'd love to be wrong on that one. Of course I would. But for me, I think that it's a wrong time for Tyson Fury to be thinking about any of the top guys right now. At least until, early, mid-2019, potentially. If he plays it right, maybe a fight on April 13th at Wembley Stadium against Joshua. If he can get Pianeta plus 2 more in between now and then maybe he might be ready. But to go straight in against somebody like that, not too sure. Now, if it's not going to be Tyson Fury, maybe a rematch with Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz, of course, fighting this weekend against Razvan Kajanu. Although Razvan Kajanu's been out of the ring since quite some time now. His last fight was, in fact, Joseph Parker. Go have a look. It's quite a while ago. A good year or so ago now. So, but Kajanu was never that good anyway, to be brutally honest. So Luis Ortiz shouldn't have too much trouble with him, in theory at least, anyway. So maybe, just maybe, it could be Luis Ortiz, if not. But for me, I think they're trying to make Deontay Wilder's next fight pay-per-view, just to kind of see how it is that he does. Because if he's doing like 1 million or so buys on free-to-air TV, Showtime, I know Showtime is a subscription-based channel, but I'm talking as a pay-per-view. For example, we have Sky Sports here in the UK. It's a subscription-based platform, and we pay extra for the pay-per-view. Maybe that's what they're planning on with Wilder. Who knows? There is talk that it could be Adam Kalinowski, who is, of course, he's only, 17-0. He's quite a young guy. He's like best friends with big baby Jaron Miller. He is ranked pretty decently with the WBC. I think he's like number 12 or something like that. I think he is 17-0, Polish American, and he did defeat Arthur Spilker in half the time of what it took Deontay Wilder. So again, it's an interesting one, but I think for me, Kalinowski is a bit inexperienced. Now, there is talk that it could be an ex-Joshua opponent, so if it's not going to be Breazeale, it ain't going to be Dillian Whyte, is it? I mean, for me, that's too dangerous for Wilder. Too much of a risk for him. So I think he, ex-opponent, Carlos Takam is ranked WBC, but of course he's got a fight this weekend against Derek Chisora. Well, I say this weekend today on the White Parker undercard. So maybe a Takam, but unlikely. So if it is going to be an ex-Joshua opponent, there's pretty only one person left. Obviously, if you look down the WBC list, you've got number 1, Dillian Whyte, ex-Joshua opponent. Number 2, Dominic Breazeale, ex-Joshua opponent. And then number 3, Alexander Povetkin, current Joshua opponent. Then it goes down to number 5 or 6, is it? Then we've got, I believe it is Joseph Parker, but again, he's fighting today against Dillian Whyte. Then the only other one that it could possibly be outside of Takam, Charles Martin. Now, if he handpicks Charles Martin, I swear, oh my God, that is not a good look. Not a good look. If he voluntarily chooses Charles Martin, who's been fighting bums ever since his devastating, easy loss against Anthony Joshua, then that's just ridiculous. And for me, this is just a case of Deontay Wilder is either A, just keeping busy, or B, really trying to get to the heavyweight record. Of course, he keeps talking about 51-0. It's actually 50-0 he needs to get to. 51-0 makes no difference. Of course, they are talking about the Floyd Mayweather record, but currently Moonsbury is on 50-0. All he needs is one more fight to get 50-0, and he's still got a few years left. So we'll have to wait and see. For me, 51-0, no point. 50-0 to beat Marciano's record, maybe. But if he takes another cherry pick, then he's resorted back to how he's always been. So for me, I think if he really wants to make a bit of a statement, potentially a rematch with Luis Ortiz might just do it, a rematch. But there again, he knows how to beat Ortiz. Ortiz is not going to be the same fighter now. Or maybe, yes, maybe, I don't know. But it has to be Dominic Breazeale. Really, it has to be. I can't think of anybody else. I said, it's way too early for Tyson Fury. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not just the fact that he's been out of the ring for so long. It's the fact that he put on so much weight. Didn't even walk into a gym. I mean, the nearest he got to a gym was walking past one to get to the kebab house. That was the nearest that Tyson Fury got to a gym. So Tyson Fury's lost, like, was it 8 stone or 9 stone, whatever it is? He's lost a humongous amount of weight, which isn't good for the body to lose it that quick as well. So for me, I think Tyson Fury, while it's an interesting one, and of course I'll certainly be rooting for Tyson Fury, but I don't know if Tyson Fury is ready for either champion or somebody like a Dillian Whyte or Joseph Parker or people of that kind of level. I don't think Tyson Fury is ready just yet. That's just my opinion. Who knows? Maybe Tyson Fury will fight him next, go over to America and school him. Don't know. But we'll have to wait and see. So, but either way, Dominic Breazeale, he seems pretty sure that, in his own words, Deontay Wilder's punk ass is ducking. And the WBC are doing what they've always done with Wilder, which is protect him. And, you know, let's be honest, his last fight before he got a world title fight was against Jason Gavin, of all people. And before then, look at the list, it's embarrassing. And when he got the title, again, it's just embarrassing cherry picks right the way through, up until Luis Ortiz. So for me, he needs to go forward rather than step back. Let's see how good he is. He had the opportunity to fight Joshua. He had the contract for a couple of weeks. He didn't sign it. So let's see what you're doing now. Impress us. Impress us. If you really want to impress me, maybe wait for Dillian Whyte and fight him in October time or whenever. That would be impressive for me. If, of course, Timmy White is to be successful over Joseph Parker, of course. But for me, Dominic Breazeale, I still think that fight's going to happen. I don't know why. If not, then I'm probably going to edge for Tyson Fury or Luis Ortiz rematch. You drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.